night and day. I will stand by you all the way. I will stand by you, I will stand by you, I will stand. I will stand by you, I will stand by you, I will stand. I will stand by you, I will stand by you, I will stand. I will stand by you, I will stand by you, I will stand. I will stand by you, I will hold your hand. I will stand by you and understand. I will stand by you if you need me to. I will stand by you, let me see you through. When you're alone, it's like the world is closing in. Well, I can promise you, you'll always have a friend. 'Cause I will stand by you, I will stand by you, I will stand. I will stand by you, I will stand by you, I will stand. I will stand by you, I will stand by you, I will stand. I will stand by you, I will stand. I will stand by you, I will stand by you, I will stand by you. How are you doing? Wonderful, excellent. What did somebody say? What?
Awesome.
Fabulous, awesome. What else?
Sleepy.
Sleepy. You know what? I'm really happy to be here too. I'm really happy to be here. So I've been in a funk. Anybody ever been in a funk before? Yeah. Yeah, I've been in a funk. And it's really hard to be in a funk and then be like, let me say something inspirational today. But the truth is that we all go into funks. And I've been doing a lot of self-work and a lot of working with my own practitioner. If you don't see a practitioner, I highly recommend it, by the way, because I do, and it helps me a lot. One thing that she said to me is, you know, sometimes we feel like we need a catalyst to growth. Now, for me, I know. Now, I've been in this teaching for 17 years, and I started when I was 21 years old, and I got into all the classes, I got into the message, I got into this teaching because it gave me something I had never seen anywhere else. It taught me that we are all connected, something I actually already believed and knew about each and every one of us, but I didn't have the dogma of religion to knock me over the head to believe in a certain way. What I had was tools for transformation. And as soon as I took on those tools for transformation, I utilized them in my life, and my life transformed. And I had better financial conditions than my parents, because I learned how to deal with my finances. I transformed my relationship. And the person that wasn't working for me changed into a person that does work for me. So all of these things worked really, really well in my life. But what I noticed is that whenever it's darkest, it's just before the dawn. What I learned is that I have to go through breakdown in order to have breakthrough. And typically in my life, the breakdown would be, when my ex broke up with me and, went to be with another woman. Or breakdown was when my father died. So these were outside breakdowns that caused inner breakthroughs. And I can truly say that I am in a much better spot in life because of what I experienced and what I gleaned, and the way I took those breakdowns and I reframed them so I could see the gifts in them. Now, what if nothing's happening in your life for the breakdown? I'm just having a breakdown. So I'm like, why? Why am I so depressed? What's going on? And my practitioner said, do you really need an outside indication of the inner growth? Every time I grow, I know it's uncomfortable. Every time I grow and I step into a new place, it feels uncertain and like I don't know what I'm doing, and it kind of sucks. I'm just going to say. And I'm in that place right now. And it was beautiful for her to remind me that maybe all the spiritual work that I've been doing is the catalyst. Like, can I just be in a growth spurt? Like, do I have to have something outside of me push me into the growth spurt, or can I just grow? Doesn't that happen naturally? So that's where I'm at. And I also called my mentor. I called everybody this week, by the way. I'm like, emergency emails. I have like 50 ministers praying for me right now, which is good. I'm really grateful. By the way, if you don't have a support team, get one. Get a support team. Because whenever you go through breakthrough or breakdown, hence breakthrough, you need to reach out to your support team. Because we can't do this alone. We can't. People are afraid. People are afraid to reach out, but really we need each other. We need each other. Karen Drucker has a song that says, we are all angels who only have one wing, and we need each other to fly. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. But my mentor, as I was talking to my mentor this week, she says, maybe you're having your own personal winter. I know a lot of women, when they go through menopause, they have their own personal summer, but I'm having my own personal winter. And what happens during the winter time? The trees grow their roots. So all the leaves go off the trees. They all go into themselves. They look like death. It looks awful. Looks terrible. But the roots are growing deeper. And I really like that image. And I was like, oh, maybe my roots are growing deeper. Oh, thank God. Because I wanted to like effort something or change something. No, I'm just going through breakdown. I'm going through my own personal winter because my roots are growing deeper right now. So I don't have to effort. I don't have to shove. I don't have to try and make things different. I'm just a mess. I'm messy right now. I'm messy. We're teaching the science of the absolute this Sunday, and all of Centers for Spiritual Living, at least those who are in alignment with our values. And the question is, what is the absolute? And in the Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes says, it is the unconditioned, that which nothing can limit, that which forever transcends any conceivable limitation or determination. Unconditional perfection, self-existent, self-sufficient. It's a synonym, not synonym. I like synonym. Synonym. Often used as a synonym for God. Truth is absolute and remains unaffected by the opinions, desires, or beliefs of humans. Bing. That's it. That is the answer. So the absolute, the science of the absolute, is actually the science of what God is, or the infinite spirit, or the quantum field. If you're a scientist, a physicist, and you're studying the quantum field, you're just studying God. You're just studying the absolute. And what I love about the quantum field rules is that they don't abide by the rules of physical rules. And do you ever have that feeling in life, like you're a spiritual being having a human experience, and so you have this kind of like conflicting thing going on, like, I'm having a breakdown right now, but everything in life is great. Like, God is good all the time, 24/7, 365, right? But I'm having a breakdown, but that's because the absolute, the infinite, it's true. Love is present everywhere. Light is present everywhere. And just because I'm having a breakdown doesn't mean that love isn't present in here, or life isn't present in here. And I wonder if we could have complete freedom in our life. What if you could have complete freedom in your life? Would you like that? Yeah, maybe. Well, Ernest Holmes writes in an article, he says, the greatest adventure in life would be an experiment with ourselves to see what we could do with this thing that is within us. An experiment of self-discovery. What if the whole purpose of life was so we could discover the amazing magnificence of what we are, and to love who we are exactly as we are, even when we're going through breakdown? In the book, Love and Law, it says, we have taken away from the limits of God through a process of reasoning, which proves that God knows nothing outside of itself, and that every act that takes place is some act taking place in your mind. This is a little bit about what Amy was talking about. Have you ever had those days where you're just feeling off and then everything off happens? Maybe it's just a reflection of what's going on inside. And then what I do, I don't know about you, is then I go blame myself. Like, that's really helpful. Here, let me whip myself. Let me make it worse. And then what happens? It gets worse. So what if we could just be okay with the offness? What if there's perfection in the imperfection? What if you just have an off day? Can you love yourself in the off day? Can you believe that God is God in the off day? Because that's exactly what God is. It's showing up as you. Being off. God is being off. God is being on by being off. It's on. Does that make sense, right? I wish I had the page 52, the Science of Mind textbook. Yeah, so it's like, hence it follows that what we believe happens. And if we believe that it doesn't happen, that it happens according to our belief that it will not happen. So as we're creating our lives, I also want to give you permission to be messy. Because what really doesn't serve is the thing that I have a tendency to do. I don't always do it, but that thing I have a tendency to do is to have an off day and then make it worse. If I had an off day and I was just at peace with being off, my life would be so much easier. And who's creating the challenge and the difficulty? But me. I'm making it worse. So what I do when I have an off day is I go out to my community and I ask for help. Or I go off in nature and I become present with what is. I believe Kathy Sharmer is bringing the Science of Mind textbook. Kathy Sharmer, Vanna White, will you come on down? All right. Hence it follows that if we believe it will not work, it really works by appearing to not work. This is God, right? Okay? When we believe that it cannot and will not work, then according to principle, it does not. But when it does not, it still does, only it does according to belief that it will not.
Good thing you didn't remember.
Read that again.
All right. Hence it follows that if we believe that it will not work, it really works by appearing not to work. When we believe that it cannot and will not, then according to the principle, it does not. But when it does not, it still does. It does according to belief, our belief that it will not. Isn't that fun? Don't you love that? Yeah. Oh no! Page 52. Page 52. It's at the very bottom. It's like the last paragraph on page 52. Right? Sometimes I'm like, God, fix this for me. You know, like my life is messy. Can you just fix it? But then what am I praying to? It's like God's everywhere. There's no praying to this thing outside of me. The thing itself is already inside of me. So what's going on? It's just my realization that I've forgotten that it's within me. And sometimes people need to ask the thing outside of them in order to fix it, in order for it to actually work, because they believe that that's what's going to work. If you believe in the thing outside of you that works, and that's what you need in order for your life to work, then you do that. And then you come to a center like this and we say God is inside of you and you're creating it, and you're like, what? You mean I'm responsible for it working? No, I want to make it work. Well, you are making it work by praying for it to work and then believing that it works outside of you. But really it's just you inside recognizing and knowing that it works. But you're divine. You're part of it. So what do we do with all of this? I want to let you know that you don't have to struggle to make things happen. You can just get clear on what you want. See, a lot of us get clear on what we don't want. As a matter of fact, that's kind of the human tradition, is like, I'm getting clear on what I don't want. Oh my gosh, this nation sucks. Well, great. Then what? What do you want? I'm so mad at you. Great. What do you want? When we get in that place of being so frustrated and angry with life, that we forget that we're creating the life. And if all we focus on is being in the frustration and the anger of it, then we perpetuate that frustration and anger. But anger isn't a bad thing. It's just a tool. It's a tool to help us get clear on what we really want. But sometimes we misuse the tool. We're like, oh, I'm so angry, it's not working out how I want. And then what happens is I'm still focusing on what I don't want, right? I'm focusing on what I want. I'm focusing on what I don't want. I'm focusing on what and then I just keep getting that. And so it gets into a pattern. But what if this anger, this frustration, this discontent is really a tool for us to get clear on what we really do want? So I feel the anger, and that's okay. The tool has arrived. Da da da! I am anger. Poke. Yeah. Then you go, oh, you get a little shock, and then the shock is supposed to awaken you to what you really want. So what I do is I realize, you know what I really want? Oh, there's a lot I really want. But I got to start speaking about it. I got to start asking for help. You already know I have a problem asking for help, right? We know. So what I really want is, like, I don't know, for a whole team of people to put the chairs up in the morning before I get here. Something simple like that. Or what I really want is for everybody to go to Sister Spirit. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I'm serious. All the women, you need to go to Sister Spirit. Sorry, Neil.
Oh, man.
I know. Someday, my friend. Not for Sister Spirit, but someday for something else. Unless you want it. I mean, that's okay. It's up to you. If you... Okay. Anyway. Do you ever get yourself in a hole and like... So anger is a tool. Because everything is happening in the absolute world. And the absolute world is love. The science of the absolute. The science of love is working all the time on you. It is what our belief system is. And it works subconsciously or it works consciously. So what we can use is this thing we call our human body and our human emotions as tools for transformation. So I can declare that what I really want is to be in a community of people who co-support each other. I really want to be in a community where we lift each other up. I really want to be in a community where somebody from another state moves here and some people in our community pitch in to help move. That did happen, by the way. But that's what I really want. And I love that when somebody's having a breakdown in our community and they reach out for help, the community gathers around them. Not just me. Although I'd love for this whole thing to be all about me, it's really not. The way that this thing works, this thing called life works, is if we all do it for each other. If we all help each other out. Now sometimes people don't help each other out because they think that they're lacking. There's a lack abundance consciousness. So the way that we help each other out is by finding ways that we can help each other out. So if you're lacking in one area of your life, the opportunity is to find a way to give in other areas of your life. If you're lacking in finances, why don't you give of your skills to somebody? If you're lacking in skills, give of your finances. You know, this is all what it's all about. Honestly, I think the purpose of life is to just be in community, is to just be seen and heard and felt with one another, to be touched and transformed. I can't tell you how many people in this community that I'm so inspired by. Like, I want to get up on Sunday morning because you inspire me. I want to be here because you're my inspiration. You help me keep going. You help me stay in integrity. That's for sure. But I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. Maybe you wouldn't be here if it weren't for me. Or you wouldn't be here if it weren't for each other. So I'm asking you, what is it that you can do to keep your community thriving? How can you participate in a way that supports each and every person in your community? Because sometimes we're going through breakdowns. But that doesn't mean that we need to disappear or go away. I've just noticed that. I'm just saying, people, when they go through breakdowns, they're like, oh my God, Center for Spiritual Living people are always happy. I don't want to go there because I'm crying. I want to give this place a permission for you to just be, and you can come in messy. You can come in and just allow yourself to have a breakdown here and be supported. I want this place to be a place where you want to go no matter what. And not just here, all the Centers for Spiritual Living. Places where you feel like you're seen, you're heard, you're recognized. You know? Places where the entire community, people come, I just have to say, people come from all over the Bay Area to come here to support each and every one of you. This center thrives on other people who give lots of money. Do you know how much it costs to live here? To rent here? Maybe you do. I actually don't live in Redwood City because it's kind of pricey. But having a center in Redwood City is really pricey. And I'll let you know that there are a whole group of people that are paying thousands of dollars so we can all do this on Sunday for free. I mean, you just got to think about it. But that's because we love and support each other. Because some people have it and that's how they give. They want you to have a place where you can show up. But the same thing happens with you. You get to be the givers for other people. The givers of seeing and feeling and recognizing the truth in each and every one of us. And maybe if you're like Amy and having a bad day, maybe we can forgive each other and just allow ourselves to be a little messy with each other. I'm in for that, are you? Because I'm feeling a little messy. Oh, thank you. Well, I know and claim that each and every one of us here is a part of something good happening. And so I'm going to pray right here, right now, through each and every one of us, that there is something that is shifted and gifted through this congregation, this community right now. There is something that is awakened so that we can reach across the table and see heart to heart and eye to eye and recognize that this human experience as part of the beauty and the perfection that's showing up as God. And it's showing up in our country. It's messy. It's showing up in some of our relationships. It's showing up in some of our finances. But I know and claim that within that is the tools for transformation. Is the realization that right here and now we truly are an abundant universe, that really truly is an entire community, people that are supporting me and thriving, just as there's an entire community, people that are supporting each and every person who's here and thriving. And so as I feel and know this truth on behalf of all of us who are here listening, I know that God is ever present. It is ever moving. And it is my true belief that something is transformed today that is more powerful, more transforming than any of us can ever imagine. That we are awakened to the beauty, the gifts, the richness of life. That even in the sadness and the breakdown, there is love, there is beauty, there is harmony. That I don't have to make something different than it is. I can just appreciate what it is. And so I can surrender into the idea that something is happening that's bigger than me. And so I know and claim that this power that knows how to create the galaxy, the planet, and knows how to create each and every person's thriving experience of life in this community. And sometimes that thriving experience looks like breakdown, but sometimes it looks like connection. And so I declare that today there truly is a heart-to-heart connection. There is an awakening and an empowering experience that happens through everybody who hears these words. That something is reflected powerfully, blatantly, clearly in each one of our lives that only God could do. And so I see it and feel it and know it is happening now. I release this word, letting it go and letting it be, knowing it's already done, and so it is.
And so it is.
Love you.